All right. Well, it is game something of somewhere. I've been playing Modern Warfare, so I haven't been paying a ton of attention to what's going on here, nor have I been practicing any StarCraft. But in the lower right hand, we have in the as the red Zerg, I perfect, or just perfect. I guess he's just perfect now. I don't even know what the I stood for. Um, I don't even know if it was IMI. I could just be thinking of the, you know, Israeli military industry. And in the upper left-hand corner, as the green Terran, we have LQ Ender. It's going to be obviously a Terran versus Zerg. I don't even remember how to play this game. That's how short my uh, attention span is, or memory. I am absolutely sober right now. It's a pretty sad day for me. Looks like Ender is scouting to see if Perfect is going to do an expansion or if he's maybe going to go straight spawning pool for a really cheesy rush, is what my assumption is, because there's really not a whole lot of other reason to only scout Zerg's natural. Cause it's about what every Zerg's going to do. Pretty basic starting for everybody. This is basically how I start with the Zerg. Going to go with that Reaper that worked so well last time. I forgot who exactly Ender played, but he did really well just doing one after the other, Reaper, 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 and ended up winning the game. And ended up winning the series because that's why he's still in the playoffs. And it might work out for him kind of well because Perfect doesn't even have his spawning pool. Now he's got a spawning pool, but he is building some Zerglings that could help him out. Maybe he saw that Reaper coming out. He does have this Overlord that can see that. But it's not going to be an all-out rush because Ender has switched over to Marines. And he's actually even stopped in his tracks here, so we got 4 Zerglings running up to Ender's base. Ender feverishly building a bunker that he's going to need because he's upgrading. Instead of building more Marines, he's upgrading to that reactor. So he's actually not going to get that bunker off in time. He's going to lose his only Marine. And that SCV is just barely not going to be able to finish building that bunker. Ender better close up over here because he has no aggressive units. He may as well sell that bunker right now. Nope, he is attacking with SCVs. I mean, that's really the only thing he can do at this point. Actually, I mean, I'd run back up, close up. Those, he could sit back and repair, take off his command center, and just wait for these Marines to be built. Looks like he's gonna finish this attack off now. What's he doing here? He's putting that he's using that reactor for the factory. I can only imagine he's going to be building Hellions, but that factory didn't actually get on the reactor because that reactor is. There we go. Now he's going to build that bunker up again. Perfect, already on his third base. His second to his natural actually being pretty healthy here as far as minerals go. Ender's struggling to get his natural going. And his main base doesn't even have a whole lot of workers either. I mean, we're talking about a Perfect having almost 3 times the workers that Ender does. It's not looking good. But he does have those Hellions. Those are some cool looking Hellions. Must have bought a skin set for that. Money well spent. And Ender trying to make up for lost time, building another expansion before he even has his first one even halfway saturated. We got Speedlings instead of Zerglings. And that Reaper's gonna do something. I guess he's just really scouting. He sees that Baneling nest. That's just about the only thing he's gonna be able to do before dying. Not sure why he's letting that Overlord just sit there in front of his base, scouting those Hellions. Oh, I spoke too soon. But with that Numenized Carapace, Perfect could actually just run away with that thing. But the jig is up. I mean, Perfect does know that Ender has all of those Hellions. And it looks like he might be double downing with that because he's building more factories. Some pretty good scouting on Perfect here. Perfect putting his Overlord in the perfect spot so that he can see this expansion, maybe. He's not going to see it actually land there. So unless he was watching, he wouldn't have seen that. But he's now moving around.
SCV ready.
And now he sees the expansion. And is doing a little bit more scouting of his own. And we are doing a big juggle of the buildings here. I don't know if these are going to be tanks or if he's going to use this for upgrades. Nope, he's going to be supply blocked and try to build cyclones. Still going with Baneling Zergling. I don't know if that's the right idea or not. But what is the right idea? 3 spore crawlers that just eviscerated Ender's single Banshee. And here come the Hellions. Now, they're not upgraded Hellions, but they can still do quite a bit of damage. And right now, if Ender goes in, he's going to be able to do a lot more damage than if he waits. But he's just waiting there, waiting for his command center to be taken out. Ooh, bad time to be putting down those mules. But now these Hellions are getting in the fight. Ooh, not good for the Hellions. They are being ripped apart. I think that's really it for Ender right there. He only has 1 Expo, and it's not even fully saturated. Perfect is on his 4th. Those Cyclones are good, but they're not that good. And they're about to get swarmed by the Zerg Horde. That 1 Banshee's going to go uncontested, though. I don't see any Overseers. That's going to be it for Ender, because even though he's got an army out there, that army is not going to be able to outdo what Perfect has. Ender not wanting to give up so quickly, though. He still has these 4 Cyclones and a Banshee. Make that 3 Cyclones and a Banshee. Make that 2 Cyclones and a Banshee. And now his army's gone. That will be it for Ender. Ending the game with a surrender. Just had to make sure that I was And in the upper right hand corner, again as the red Zerg, we have I Am I Perfect. And in the lower left hand corner, again as the green Terran, we have LQ Ender. Not sure what strategy, if there's going to be any change of strategy here for Perfect, since his last strategy was perfect. Well, he's going double barracks this time. That's going to be some change for Ender. Maybe he's going to go heavy on those Reapers. Last time I was pretty disappointed. He didn't really use that one Reaper that he could have. I mean, he could have used it for defense of his base when the 4 Zerglings were fighting. I mean, they didn't have their speed, so he could have easily kited them. Instead, he fought with SCVs. Didn't really, I don't think it really made a huge difference. He only lost a few SCVs, but it definitely could have flustered him. And he's going pretty fast on tech. Already building a factory. That's fast for me, at least. Usually by now I would have got that expansion. And yes, he is doubling down on those Reapers. Not sure how great of an idea that is, considering that Perfect has good scouting ability with that Overseer. So he's going to see, or Overlord, I'm sorry. He's going to see what Ender's doing, is at least seeing that there are going to be Reapers involved. And he's got early Queens coming out. It's going to be difficult for the Reapers and for Zerglings. So this, he's going to have to bring a lot of Reapers for this to make any difference. And putting a reactor on that factory, I'm guessing that there's going to be some Hellions coming out. I smell a fire outside. It is pretty late for a barbecue to be happening. So my house might be on fire. I don't know. I'll have to, let me open up my door here, make sure there's no smoke in my room. Okay, no, okay. So we have 3 Reapers that are going to do some work over here. 1, 2, 3. And we got another Reaper joining in the fight. I'd get it. Oh, we got another Reaper to replace the dead one. He needs to get that Queen. He needs to kill that Queen. That Queen's just about dead. And we got a bunch of Zerglings coming. Ender needs to be fighting here and not running around. And now he's got Speedlings, so he doesn't have the speed advantage anymore. You better get out of there. He is about to lose all of his Reapers, and who knows what they have back, what he has back at his base, which is next to nothing. But it will be enough to defend, considering that he should be building a couple more Hellions here, so that he can defend the obvious counterattack that's happening. I'd even get a couple of SCVs on there getting ready to repair, but those Hellions are going to do some pretty good work. There we go. Just a couple of Hellions. And there's that SCV. A couple more Hellions coming with some stim packs, even though he doesn't have any Marines or Marauders. Not sure why Perfect put some more, attacked with some more Zerglings. I would probably attack right now if I was Ender. I mean, Ender should know that he is way behind in economy, and so the longer he waits, the worse it's going to get. He's going to do a drop here. It's going to be scouted by Perfect, but is Perfect going to do anything to react? I'm not seeing anything at the moment, but he is building some Zerglings. I don't know where those other Hellions went. Ender needs to be attacking now. I don't know what he's doing back at base. Juggling some more buildings. This is just like the Reaper in the first game, just sitting there when his opportunity is starting to go away. I mean, this is the... Perfect has a third healthy base here. And Ender needs to do something to disrupt some of it. Because we're looking at another win with a Zergling Hydra. Well, I don't know exactly what he's doing. He probably wasn't expecting that expansion to be there. He may lose everything here if he doesn't start firing. There are some Zerglings coming from the top. Shouldn't be, I wouldn't get back in that medevac, because that medevac is just about as doomed as everyone else. And the longer this game goes, the less I think we're going to see the Cyber Forest. We got upgrades coming from Perfect. He's got the Hydralisk coming out. He's scouting this unnatural expansion, which is going to probably get eaten up by a bunch of Zerglings, as they like to do if you try to expand somewhere that's not near a massive army. And there is the Liberator doing some work pushing away that Overlord, the non-sex wedge version of the Liberator. And he's going to use maybe these two Liberators to defend this Expo. May not be paying attention to this drop over here. I don't think I would really want to have Marauders in on this drop. I mean, they're not going to be good against Hydras, they're not going to be good against Zerglings, and they're not going to be good falling out of the sky. Now we've got an army big enough to kill Ender on the way to possibly kill Ender. He's moving his Liberators to do some more harassing, potentially. But he really needs them as base. Ender has about a third of the army. No tanks. Oh, he's got one tank. That's the first tank that I've seen from Ender, and from the looks of it, this is going to be it. Perfect waiting on some reinforcements here. Ender finally building his natural. And that will be it right there. Ender has no way of expanding. He's got maybe a fifth of the army that Perfect has. But he's not going to give up so easily. He's going to put everything he has into this one factory that might make it out. Or I guess it's more the command center he's trying to get out. And Ender gives the good game because up until that moment, he still was in the game in the most literal of ways. But there you have it, a late night, strange Saturday game.